Don't worry about it.
And look at that
Elba.
cool lighting.
Hello.
Look at that shirt too. He's like styled.
That's a good shirt.
Sound like somebody who watches The Simpsons.
Is that? Oh, that is the Duff.
Yep.
That is the
those
Duff.
are Duffs.
I don't know. Have you guys ever officially been like properly introduced?
No.
So
No.
I would like you guys to introduce yourselves to each other. Because,
No, I won't do it. You can't make me.
well, that's because yes, I can, Joe. I can do that
That's not
because
true. I could just, there's a little button that leaves here
Oh,
in the corner.
oh, Joe,
please don't.
somebody is cranky. This is Joe Cherries. He does a channel called. Do you want to tell them their channel, Joe? Or do you?
It's literally says Nitpicking Nerds right in front of me.
No, it actually no, not on my end because.
What does it say?
It actually does.
Oh wait, yeah, it does. But Nitpicking Nerds is a YouTube show, and
A YouTube. It's one singular YouTube.
it's a singular YouTube. And then I can't pronounce Elba's. I can't pronounce his yet because I'm not good at Brazilian. So how do I pronounce that? Fazendo
No, you know what? I would love to see you try.
Fazendo Nerdice?
That's exactly right.
No, it's not. Is it?
is.
Good enough. That's pretty
is.
good.
It is. In Portuguese, it will be Fazendo Nerdice. Fazendo
Oh,
Nerdice. It's
Fazil Nerdice?
Fazendo Nerdice.
Wow. Portuguese is really it's a tricky language. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
It is.
it's the Spanish's difficult cousin.
We
But-
That's a good way to
make
describe
the same
it.
comparison here. Yeah.
So the basic outline for today is was going to kind of talk about, we could talk a little bit about what's, maybe what's going on with the game, but the main meat and potatoes I have for everything is we have a little artist proof slideshow that I will attempt to show you guys, and we're just going to go through and you'll get to see some of the original artwork that I have procured for my artist proof cube series that I'm doing. So we have a bunch of original paintings by a bunch of different artists, and I kind of just want your all's hot takes and which ones you love and which ones feel free to be positive or negative. I mean, it's up to you. And other than that, we'll keep it brief because I know we don't have a lot of time. So we can start officially in a few few seconds. I just wanted to sort of brief, and I wanted to double check. Did you want to talk a little bit, Elba, about like the differences of playing in different countries and things like that?
I can, or this can be a different show
Well,
later down the road.
Do you think that that's something that would be? I mean, what do you think as far as what you're comfortable discussing? Or do you think it's too in depth, or do you think it's?
No, I don't. I think it kind of fits because a cube is a reasonably new format down here in Brazil, because draft is very rarely played in Brazil because of the cost. Draft would cost about a week of minimum wage. So
seriously?
Seriously. So that's why draft isn't very popular in Brazil.
I don't get it.
And when you keep in mind this price difference, a ton of small differences will become much more clear. For example, how envious and jealous we are of what most Americans would consider bulk, or how attached we may be to chase rares, or there are tons of small differences, and how people gravitate towards modern, now pioneer, instead of either standard because it's too new and you gotta buy new and expensive boosters, or legacy, which is very old and you gotta have those stupid expensive cards.
Right, like the Black Lotuses and whatnot.
Yeah.
Was there even Portuguese printings of that original set? I mean,
no. Well, we started in the 4th edition, 995.
4th edition. Wow, that's still super early though. I mean, that just shows how successful the game was. But man, I don't think enough about that. But like, because I play Arena, and I have to confess, like, I don't keep track of what I spend on Arena because I don't want to know, because I will be filled with shame. But I also am I found out that I'm a weeb. So So because I'm a weeb, I stay inside all the time and I don't like to go out. And there's no local game store that I can go to. So that's the only way I can draft is Arena.
Arena single-handedly made draft a popular format. I know many people who didn't draft at all, and they had their first drafting experience. Even though they played Magic for 10 years or so, and they started playing Magic in Arena, because playing drafts in Arena because, well, you can, and it sure it costs money, but
yeah. I mean, well, because honestly, I tried drafting one time. Like I drove way out to a local game store that was not so local. And I drafted, and there was like this one really nice guy there who was like, "Oh, a new person. I'm so glad that a new person's here." And he was sort of like trying to convince me the entire night that like, don't be put off by how like horrible these people are. And then they like were basically horrible people. I mean, like they were like, there was fighting as the draft was going around. Like people were claiming that, there was cheating and this and that. And I was literally like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not trying to cheat. I really don't know what's happening. And they were very not nice. And I felt bad because he was just like, please come back and draft again. And I was like, oh.
Sounds like D&D, not exactly like Magic. Weird, huh?
Well, yeah, no, it's kind of.
To be honest, like 20 years ago or so, I like to say that nowadays Magic community is like playing with the Care Bears. Because 20 years ago, Magic stores were a fight pit.
Well, is it changed that much? Is it just all moved online now?
Absolutely. No. Even before it moved online, ever since, and I'm not saying that this is a cause. It's because of, but about along the same time that Wizards stopped putting so much spotlight on the competitive play and on the Pro Tour and how large the prizes were. About the same time, they started caring more and more about customer service, and the stores began to realize that, hey, maybe if we don't act like dicks, people would like to come back.
It's
crazy notion. And then some stores started doing this crazy thing and they started to prosper. So other stores have gone and done the same.
I mean, I remember, what was it, to become a premium store? This is an actual quote that I heard from a store owner. They were nervous because they were going through the process of getting approved for premium, and they had to take out the trash more regularly. That was a legit complaint. They were like, we have to take it out. It's all the way to the back of the dumpster. And I was like, just throw it away, right?
Right.
I mean, because I worked as a dishwasher and a Panera, and like, you throw stuff in the dumpster and it's, if it's like, half a mile away, then, tough titty, but it's just like, kind of like, that was the thing. And he was, and like having to put tampons in the girls' room. I was like, yeah, like imagine that,
imagine that. No,
sanitary napkins. I just a sidebar. It's like if we, if we had periods, there would be tampon machines like everywhere. It would actually be discussed in sports. I'm convinced of it. Like if somebody was like about to go on, play something, they would talk about it in Magic games. They'd be like, the star player tonight, just so you know, he got his period tonight, so he might be a little off. But I digress. So what is the difference between like playing in Brazil versus like playing in Miami? I know you mentioned that.
Orlando, actually.
Oh, Orlando. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean to offend anyone, but I wouldn't be able to tell the difference really.
That's not an offensive. I mean, although Miami is cooler than Orlando, I think. Because it's got the kind of Cuba flavor. Orlando's sort of Disney town.
Orlando got Disney. It's pretty cool.
You love Disney though, Alison.
I do. It's my only travel to the US. It's my only travel to the US. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's funny. That's so Brazilian. You guys are like Disney.
Who doesn't like Disney?
Scary.
Everyone likes Disney.
I mean, I grew up in Florida though. You know what I mean? So I've been to Disney like 300 times.
I guess that's fair because I also think of like I'm in Buffalo and I'm right next to Niagara Falls. And that's the least exciting thing in the world to me.
See, I would.
I was born and raised next, like 2 blocks away from a very touristic beach in Brazil. So I see people coming. Alison will know I'm from Recife. So people
Nice place.
will travel, international travel, to see the local beaches, and like, they've been
You're
there,
like,
whatever.
you're like, it becomes like background. You're just sort of like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Although-
I did.
what's that?
Sorry.
No,
No, I was
Alison.
just gonna say, like, yeah, no, exactly the same thing. Like, I just like went to college in Balneário, which is like one of the
Yep.
more famous cities in the south of Brazil. It's like same thing. I never touched the beach in those 4 years. I never been to the beach in those 4 years. It's amazing.
I mean,
miss it actually.
I do want to, if I did go to Brazil, I need to see the big giant Jesus, because it's just, it's big and it's giant.
You got one a little bit smaller in Balneário. You want to see it's the
Wait,
last
what?
one. They just did a smaller version of Jesus.
That was
like, just
real?
like that big one. No, there's the big one in Rio, which is like the big one. That's the official one. We got a small knockoff, like smaller one in Balneário.
That just got made?
Around 20 years ago, I think.
Oh, that's funny. So like, are they going to build like a Russian T-doll sort of set where you just have like descending sizes of Jesus in Brazil?
It's a weird city, dude. It's a weird
Pretty
city.
much.
It's a weird city. It's a weird city.
That's
You see like guy dressed as Spider-Man. It's like Hollywood Boulevard.
That's not even that
throughout
weird.
The whole,
It's
throughout
so
the whole city.
that's normal.
that's, yeah. I mean, in New
What
York
city are you
there's-
gonna? What big city are you gonna go to and not see someone dressed as Spider-Man?
Right. One time I was in New York City and I was actually there. They were shooting Spider-Man and my friend was not paying attention. And it was clearly extras that were walking in a direction. You know, everybody's dressed in like, fancy business outfits. There's a scene where Spider-Man was like clinging off the building. You could actually see the stuntman like up there. And she just walks with the people on set. And like, no joke, the second she walked on the set, they were like, cut. They literally got her out of there. Like they knew like she was not on, like she was not one of them. And it was like, I was like, Michaela, like, quit checking your phone.
I can imagine all the extras are like turning the heads of the same people, like not one of us.
It was like a school of fish. And I know it's not like
Google
magic
bubble,
related,
Google
but it was just like, but it was like the second she breached the zone, it was like this dude with the, the thing that they use. I forget the name of it, like the foghorn or whatever. They're like,
The loudspeaker.
stop.
Hold up.
And they just like security came and just sort of like lifted her away from like, it was nuts. I mean, they're shooting it in downtown Tribeca. It's amazing that they shoot all this stuff in New York City and the city still functions. But I digress. So Orlando, you were in Orlando.
Yeah.
So yeah, I worked for nearly. I lived in Orlando for nearly 6 months,
Really?
and well, I had to scratch the magic itch, right? My first impression of a magic store in Orlando, first thing that hit me is the size. Magic stores in Brazil aren't nearly as small as magic stores in Europe, but god damn it, I was flabbergasted by, and it's not just the lot, it's spacious and people can walk between the tables. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, this is nice and fitting. As I was talking, I went to a Friday night magic and I was fully expecting, maybe they have standard, maybe they have modern. There wasn't no such thing as Pioneer back then. Let's see what comes up. Well, we're gonna have a draft. My first reaction, like, so is today a special day, a special event or something? No. We always do drafts. It's Friday night. You guys draft every single week? Yeah, sure. When I sit down to draft, it hit me very strangely. Drafting here in Brazil, every draft, no matter how small it is, it's always treated like it's the finals of a large championship, and there will be a judge with a timer because you have so many
Whoa.
seconds to look at your card, and then he signs draft, and everyone passes their card, and you better have already picked or too bad. And I come
wow.
in the US in the store, and everyone's doing the thing where you just pick a card and you pass the booster, and then you wait. Eventually, another booster going to come to your side, and there's always someone who's undecided, and they accumulate 2 or 3 boosters because they're looking through and picking, and it's a much more relaxed.
Oh God, yeah.
atmosphere.
well, on Arena, man, every time without fail, there's always one person with 5 packs, and then everybody else just has to wait. And I mean, it's a conspiracy. I know it is. There's just always one. It's never done in a reasonable like flow. But so, I mean, maybe that's the internet anonymity, but like that's crazy that draft is like, it's almost like it's a holy experience for you guys over there. I mean,
Kinda. In my
It
other
is very
sorry.
unusual. Sorry.
No, like in my other OGS, like we had this thing of like you pick the card and you put like your hand on the side just to make sure like the boosters doesn't like stack up in someone. Like you have to like do the passing like all at once, doing like it's kind of cool because like after 2 rounds you get all synchronized and it becomes like it becomes like a cold thing. A machine. It's
Like a machine is a very good
like a
comparison.
machine. That's weird. It's weird.
He'll be a judge at the end of the table with a stopwatch, and he'll be draft.
Pass.
Everyone passes.
And it passes.
Draft, and everyone passes. So it's kind of like rowing, you know?
Right.
Exactly.
So which one do you think's better?
Honestly, neither. I think both. I think here in Brazil, it's always way too mechanical and tense, and you don't relax. You don't. You're like fighting against time, and you're fighting and you're looking, and over there, well, you just said it never fails. Someone gets stuck with 5 booster packs because it's the first time they're drafting, and everyone else is like,
yeah,
nice weather we're having, huh? Yeah,
I know. Well, or the people of mine, like it was my first time drafting, and they were like, "This is ridiculous." Like, I mean, we're talking like angry bear, like just a lot of rage just pointed at me, and it was heartwarming.
There's talking about like the angry Magic players. There's a very interesting thing that people talk about where as you get to a specific point in being good at Magic, for some reason there's like a dip in how mean those people are. Like the really good players are incredibly nice, like the pros, top level players, and then there's like, hey, you're okay at the game. But in this middle, right between like pro, there's like this dip where the people are just jerks, and it's so true. Where it's like it's the people who think they're like on the pro level, but they're not. They're just they're average.
We
players.
call them the LGS pros.
Yes. That's it. That's exactly what they are. They're superstars at the game store, and then
exactly
that's as far as they can go.
They won the last 5 Friday Night Magic in a row, and the only reason they don't compete to the Pro Tour is because plane tickets are so damn expensive. Man, if only I had a shot, I could beat anyone at a silly game.
Yep. It's like bullshit. You can afford it because you're coming here and playing Magic every Friday night. And I've seen
people also don't see like when you're in your store and you're playing Friday Night Magic, you're competing against whoever lives near you. You're competing against this small, tiny subset of people. And sure, you might be the best of that subset of people who you're not even the best in the area. You're the best in the area that plays at the store on that day.
Oh, yes. Yep. I mean, I can say Alison and I had an experience where we had to play against a professional player. Joe, you actually got to know her pretty well. MTG Nerd Girl.
Yeah. Oh, we did.
We faced off against her on the early access for New Capenna, and we did not win, but it was a fun game. It was. I mean, like we were sort of like, we saw her name and we were like, oh, we're in trouble. Like, but it's true that it is really true what you say. I mean, the pros are nice. Well, I mean, I guess you know what it is. It's like when you don't have any reason to be intimidated, you're not going to be a dick. You're just going to be reasonable about it.
There's no honor to defend. You're just playing for the fun of it. Like, you're good. You don't have to prove it to anyone. No one cares.
I mean, I've never been more terrified. I thought it was just a regular commander night. Like, I showed up with my friend with my commander decks, and they charged money to play commander. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird, but okay. And then I found out it was not commander. It was competitive. Like, it was CEDH night. And like they wouldn't like, I wanted to get out of it, but they were like, you can't leave now. You're already in and the numbers have been set up. And like, if I like quit early, like there'd be people like automatically, this and that. And I was like, well, isn't that okay with them? I mean, that's a free win, right? Like, but they just made me do it. And this one guy, he sat down and he's like, yeah, I spent a lot of money on this deck. And I was like, oh, really? How much you spend? And he's like, that's rude to ask. And I was like, and
well, it's somewhat refreshing to see that there are assholes in LGSs throughout the entire world.
Oh yeah,
there are assholes in the world.
The main reason I don't play events or draft events at my one LGS is there are 3 people. There are 2 brothers and a dad, and they all smell awful. They're all jerks, and they're all really annoying. And they're some of the like least enjoyable humans I've ever been around. And they go to like every limited event at the store. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna go to that.
It's father and sons too, so it's multi-generational.
It maybe even they'd be passable, like I could deal with it, but they smell awful. Like as bad as any 3 humans have ever smelled.
Yeah.
That's bad. That is bad. It's happened before where it's like, like for example, like I've literally done this. Like this is my cologne bottle and I've been next to somebody and I'm like, and I don't want to, smell them. So I'll just be like, I'm just gonna, and just,
I'm kind of worried actually, because Joe, if you say like they smell and you guys have like the big LGSs, I can only imagine like how harsh the situation would be if you went to like a Brazilian like tiny LGS where you have like fight for space.
It could be fun to go to Brazil though,
Absolutely.
I gotta say, here in Brazil, I'm a bit spoiled for choice because in São Paulo there are a shit ton of LGSs, a shit ton.
Yeah,
we're talking about tens. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if I would bet that before the I don't know if I can say that. Everyone know what happened for the last 2 years. God damn it. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be willing to bet that for the past before that we'd have more than 100 stores in the city.
Wow.
So many times. Oh yeah. So the city's full of assholes. The store's full of assholes. I'll just go to the other one 2 blocks from there. But and then the stores have all these micro communities within the stores, and that's a cool thing to be able to meet and know. But in smaller cities that only have 1 or 2 stores, I have seen. My impression is that people are indeed much more aggressive and they fight because I need to be the best player of this LGS. How dare this newbie come around and try to take my
I know, right? Like it's both, because it's like, I mean, that's the thing about Magic. It really is contingent. If you're not taught how to play by somebody who is like, who wants to teach you and who is willing, because luckily I had somebody who was like, literally would go out with, we would go alone and like, I would do practice games with him. I played like 10 practice games before I even like played my first Commander game. Like, he like took the time and really put the time into it. And because of that, I like got into it and now I'm hooked. But I could see it being like these people. I mean, I've seen it happen myself where I've tried to bring in new players and I've watched somebody get horrified into a coma because this one, they're competing to the point where it's not even over like anything big. It's like, a couple of booster packs or something. It's not like, anything significant, and you see these people just like going at it like there's something at stake here. I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it, it's nice to get a free booster pack, but it's not like,
it's $4. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Although, how much does it, like, what would be the cost of a booster pack in Brazil?
A booster pack in Brazil costs around 25 reais. Minimum wage is roughly 1,200 per month. So that's 400 weekly and 25 for a booster.
I mean, I suppose I should ask. I don't know if you know. I mean, I haven't heard anything, but maybe the grapevine. Has there been any sort of still no response on what happened with the Pride Across the Multiverse? Like, it's still unanswered?
No. It is very clearly unanswered. We've already passed that point where the lack
Yeah.
of response becomes a response itself.
Yeah.
So the message has been unheard loud and clear.
You know, it's such a bummer. It's such a bummer because I don't know, Joe, if you knew
I know what you're saying.
but I mean, the previous secret layer got released in Brazil, and it was the first one. The Street Fighter got released, and then all of a sudden, I mean, I don't know. That's a bummer. I mean, it's like, did that change, Joe? I'm curious. Did that change your thoughts on wanting to get it? Did that sour it for you at all?
I mean, it soured it in a way that's wasn't gonna ever stop me from getting it. I purchased 5 of them like the first day they were available.
Hot damn. You got a lot of bears going on there.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting the Bearscape in one of my decks in my tokens, my Jetmir token stack, even though it was a bad card.
I did not get it because, well, I didn't want to, but I also was I was not happy about what was going on in Brazil, because I mean, like, it's kind of ironic. Like, I have all these Brazilian people coming into my life, and I'm like, hey, did you hear what happened? They're like, what? This is a thing? And but at least you guys do get to read the story of Huatli in
the story, at least.
Yeah, at least that.
Did you guys like the story?
It's really cute.
I mean,
that's pretty much all I got. It's not like it's like, as far as like writing or how good it actually was, I don't know. It was cute.
I wasn't so much of a fan, I think. Not because of any sort of reason. Like, it's not the subject matter. It's just, it felt like You've Got Mail, the magic version.
That is a very good comparison.
Like, they're at it's supposed to be like a secret place where you send messages that's in the public area, because they couldn't use just email or instant messaging, which is clearly what it was trying to emulate, right? And then, like, it just became so flirty. I was just like, how the hell do you know that, like, this person wants you that quickly?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, right? It's like, hi, I'm a spy. It's like, oh, I bet you are. I bet you're a spy. I bet you're a sexy lady spy, aren't you? And then she's like, yes, I am a lady spy. And then she's like, oh, and then she's like, and then I just like, Huatli is like a warrior poet. And it's like, Huatli felt like a teenager. And I was like, a teenager that like rode dinosaurs. I mean, she doesn't strike me as like the bubbliest of all like characters, right? Very solemn, very, very stoic.
Honestly, that's just salt in the wound, because if this had been, I don't know, a raunchy story, something kind of spicy or something really, no, it's just it's a story. It's not a particularly good story. It's not a particularly bad story. It's just a story.
It's rated G. It's super rated G. It's just
exactly. And then the whole
and they're like
thing because of this. I mean, come on! If this was a super spicy story that could get someone really offended, or like, well,
right?
Yeah, maybe it makes sense. They'd hide it. No.
I think it's clear Brazil cannot handle that kind of meet cute. I mean, like, lesbian meet cute? No way. That's too much.
At least they didn't say they were pretty good friends or something, right? Like,
oh God.
At least they didn't do that. At least
I want to get a shirt made that says decidedly male, and I'm going to get a shirt made because I every time I think of that, I'm blown out. But hey, did you guys get it? Did you read the Phyrexia story, by the way, though? Did you read it?
I
Alison?
know of it. I didn't. But
I haven't even heard about it.
I read the gist of it, and I'm like, oh shit! It's one of those things that I'm like, I know I need to read it, and I've been saving it for when I have some free time to sit down and really savor it, because I'm excited for it.
Oh man, it's we're talking Elish Norn and Ashiok have a little tete-a-tete.
Uh-huh.
And Ashiok is a
I'll
troll.
Get caught up on it.
So
I'll get caught up on it. I am definitely not caught up.
I mean, but you found time to read Huatli, and you can't read this is Phyrexians, man.
I didn't even know that came out. It's not when it comes to magic lore, I don't keep up like that.
It's pretty crazy. I'm kind of because I occasionally go on the Magic Reddits just to read the shit talk, because it's a lot of fun to watch these people just get on there and just like annihilate each other. And I know it's kind of messed up that I find it entertaining, but I can't help it. It's
Is it really? Come
what
on.
is
People watch UFC, right? So like it's pretty much the same thing, but with words.
Well, it's just like, it's always great. It's like, you, sir, are a moron. And it's like, like whenever they're like making an argument, they'll be like, you're an ignoramus. And it's like, this like very nerd speak. I just find it wonderful. And God forbid if somebody does like misspells a word or there's a typo, they're like, clearly you do not understand the language you're using because you misspelled the. And it's like, they just, might have dyslexia. They're like, you are a waste of human space. And I'm just, I really enjoy it. But I saw the Magic Lore story posted and I was like, I was right on the like the hot spot I was in. And it's a shame because I feel like I'm the only one that's like, I still have to have the conversation with me and like turn to my dogs and be like, what do you guys think of the Phyrexian story? Because I'm alone in this. But speaking of lore and art and all that stuff, if you want to do a little, like we could do a little experiment. I have a bunch of artist proofs to show off. And if this works out, hopefully this works out, just sort of we'll roll through the gallery and we can do a running commentary. And I have control of the pause button. So that's amazing. So, okay, here it comes, Alison. This is the big moment. I'm going to share my screen.
Make me proud.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Almost there.
Okay, there it goes.
Ooh.
Getting close. Okay. I'll let the thing go. The thing will go away. I promise. I think. Better. Now I did it. Okay, so we got Forbid by Scott Kirchner. So we are going to then show the main card. And then this coming up will be what is on the back of it. The artist proof painting on the back.
Pretty mean counterspell. Pretty cool art.
Oh.
And that is that. I mean, and it's insane how detailed these things are. But
Yeah,
Good
because
old
that's
burb.
pen on paper, right?
yeah, no, that is not. That's actually paint.
Whoa.
Then we got the Abbot of the Carroll Keep, and we got a nice painting by Durchenko with a nice
Dang, got some side boob going on.
side
That's
boobs.
some side butt over there as well.
I love this. Ken Meyer Jr. Okay, I'm proud of this one because this artist proof that we got is actually his official disenchant like token now.
Oh,
Whoa.
So it's very
cool.
It's very cool. Chuck Lucas is the best, and I love this artwork that he did.
I'm curious what you would have in it. Oh,
Is that not great? Is that not great?
Lentex. Okay, that's the best.
Yeah,
I
it's-
swear. Like, I mean, it's like a John Carpenter like reference.
Exactly.
It's, yeah, They Live. You guys saw a movie, right? They Live. It's spoofing They Live. It works perfectly. That's why I love Chuck. Got a Disenchant by Amy Weber.
Disenchant.
That's a signature.
Weber's signature before.
Yeah, look at her signature. It's crazy. It's like
Yeah.
How do you do that consistently is the question.
that is the question. We got Ryan Pankos. Ryan Pankos, I think, might be the most like he's seriously the most likable guy. Like he's just likable. Like he's just the nice guy. He's super talented. And Ranger of Captain of Eos, man, this card has fucked me up so many times on Arena. Because if you are playing a deck with instance, it's painful. There's that nice line. So we got a gorgeous Path to Exile by Chris Seaman. And we got, I think it looks like Dakota.
Dakota Fanning. Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. We got
Yeah, I can see the
Jitte by Christopher Muller.
Umazawa. It's not even a hard name.
Jitte. This is called Overrun. See, I pronounced that one, Joe. See? Overrun.
Is it because it's two English words?
Not two English words. That's one word.
Overrun, I meant. I know it's one
Come
word.
on, it's not
Nature
too
doesn't
English.
walk. And look at how crazy. Like, I mean,
Oh my
It's-
god, he just did a tiny overrun on the
What are the
background.
little egg people? I like the little egg people.
I love this. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Dieter Lizzie.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
I love this. It's so ananachronistic, but it's fantastic, and I love what he
I used
did.
to love this
Very
art
weird.
when I was a
Like
kid. Yeah,
It's very Ghostbustery.
it is. It is. Oh, I'll say it's very mischievous, but yeah.
I'm so mad at myself. I interviewed Alan Pollock. I forgot to ask him what the story was behind this. I thought it was maybe Donald Trump. Got Thopter Foundry by Ralph Horsley, and he did another crazy recreation. It's again, these are just like done on the size of magic cards. It's
Yep.
you know, we got
This
Padim,
is pretty well scanned. Like you can even see like the ink and
Padim.
everything.
and then we got a sketch of Padim.
impress
Oh.
me.
I love Matt Stewart stuff because you can always see he puts himself a little bit into it. So we got the God Machine Grave Titan. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
just,
We got that
dark.
one. We got that in our cube.
isn't that great? I love it. It's like the liquid TV. Complicate. His artwork is amazing on this one because I think this is ink. This is all ink, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just
Wow.
great coloring, right? Dark Privilege by Tom Kiffin. And I think that this is the priestess that's sort of involved with the story, but she's it's even the linings. Oh, we got an exhume. Carl
Ooh.
Critchlow, man. He's
It's like the
good.
Shell Star.
Look at that. Look at that.
He just redid the card. God damn it. This is like
Well, yeah, that's sort of the thing. But I just
Yeah.
I do love the splatter, like the choice of splatter and like the sort of the this is the weirdest rampant growth, Tom. I told him it's terrifying. We don't know what's coming out of that thing, but I think that's what came out of it.
Oh, wow.
A tree
It is,
person.
it is amazing that some of them just like do a small like tell a story within the artist proof.
Self-preservation.
Mm-hmm. And this one I think is the most like cutest one, like likely to be made into a t-shirt.
yeah.
This
Absolutely.
card is, I mean, I love Donato. This card is so like the worst. It's terrible. But I love that.
Pretty powerful.
What's terrible?
Ooh.
I mean, it's a great card. It's a great card,
Oh,
but it just destroys you. Fairy Guide Mother by Chuck.
wonderful art.
And oops, I'm supposed to have the next image. It should be coming up, hopefully. If not,
Eventually.
there we go. And we got the sketch, like that's a pencil sketch of, I think she's drinking mead. Isn't that what
Yes,
fairies would drink?
beer.
Mead, something like that.
I would guess it's beer because of the hops.
Oh,
The
true,
little hops
true.
fruit, yeah.
Hops and barley. In Search of Greatness. That's a good, like Ilsa can really
Oh.
do animals
Aw, cat.
very well.
Look, I have a cat.
You do have a cat, Quatley. She's a bubbly teenager in this picture, and she's equally bubbly here with her bubbly
Hey.
dinosaur.
Love can make you feel all sorts of ways.
Yeah. Oh, so we got Infernal Reckoning. I love that this Eldrazi is just getting squished because of you can tell it's like right before the head's just gonna go.
And I don't even what is that thing? What's the demon?
Well,
Like,
he
where-
said when I interviewed him, he said that it was not any specific like demon, because I asked him if it was Obnixilis, and he said it wasn't. But he just said it was like a demon that was on a Zendikar. Like they really didn't. That's all. It just said that it needed to. It was referencing, and I can't believe I'm blanking on the name of it. It's like Grip of Desolation, I think, is the original card that it's referencing, where it's an Eldrazi that's crushing an angel.
Okay.
And so then that was what they sort of were referencing there. So we got Porcelain Legionnaire with
yeah. Good old card that was played in every deck, even if it wasn't a white deck back in Standard.
Wow, you've been playing since Phyrexia?
Well, Phyrexia was going out, or it was like as I came in, like Phyrexia was on its way out, so I got a little bit of the taste of it.
Ooh.
And then we got Liliana. And a nice sketch of Liliana.
I think
look
that's
at-
my first mystic.
Look at Liliana there. She's bursty. We got Pounce. I believe that is actually believe that's based off of Lucas Graciano's daughter. I think that he did in the painting. And I just love I mean, they're just so good. Sword of Temptation.
I love it when artists putting people from their immediate family in the
Oh,
cards.
it's the
It's
best.
so cool. Yeah.
If you look at Matt Stewart's art, I swear, because he uses himself, and this is James Arnold, and he is the guy who designed all of the set symbols for like Magic, basically up all the like pretty much modern day things. So he did a Lego, and then I think this is the last one. I think this Zulaport Cutthroat by Jason Rainville, and we got our Zulaport, and look at the little Eldrazi pet,
It's a little Eldrazi drone pet.
and that's
it's part of Kozilek's brood.
it is. It's a Kozilek, a baby Kozilek, a little Kozileki.
It's a spawn or a scion, one of the two.
Scion, that's right. Oh, what is it? Skittering invasion. What is that word? Skittering. It's like, So, okay, I'm curious. Which were your favorite? Did you have a hands down favorite of the proofs that you just saw?
Well, I just like this the ghost thing that just looked like a derp.
Yeah, he's that is true. The derp face.
He's just like so happy to be there. He's like,
Yeah, he's like
I'm just happy to be here.
He's like a Slimer kind of character.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I agree with you that there has got to be a story behind that. It's not something that just popped up.
I mean, I gotta interview Dieter Lisi because I mean, it really is so anachronistic, even at a time when magic art was allowed to be anachronistic. Like because I've seen other like pieces that he's done, and he has a very fun, I don't want to say cartoonish, because he'll do one character, like he did the one lady, very traditionally like very structured, but then this very goofy ghost. And
I would call it cartoonish because I always associate Dieter Lisi art with comic books. I think all his artwork looks like a comic book. And I've seen his artwork on like Werewolf the Apocalypse books. He drew a couple of that as well. Hunter the Dragon, some World of Darkness books in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that's not that I mean no disrespect.
Right.
That as diminishing his art.
That's why I was afraid to say it, because I didn't want it to be perceived as like pejorative. I didn't want it to be like in comparison to other art.
Mm-hmm. Was it Kaya Folio, I think? Also did like some sort of cartoonish. I don't recall right now.
Well, yeah, but Kaya Folio is outright cartoonish. Like
yeah.
It's like I think Kaya Folio is like Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, kind of cartoonish. And Dieter Lisi is kind of like 90s comic books. I'd say Captain America or
I mean, like when will this Bugs Bunny secret lair be happening? Am I right?
They did My Little Pony, so who knows, right?
They did do My Little Pony, but I don't know.
That was within Hasbro actually. So,
but
they just.
It was like a brony. It was like the brony special edition, right? Like it was for bronies, like
something like that. It was.
I mean,
was even before the secret lair? Like
yes.
That was like they did like
it was even before Walking Dead.
It was very early.
They were silver bordered cards.
They were silver bordered. There was just like they did a Nerf one. They did a
Transformers. And
My Little Pony.
Sparkle, and then they came out with another set just of ponies.
You're right. I just found it amazing that some of those artist proofs, like you can. It is weird. Like some of them are just like the art in like redone, and it's amazing because like you can see the brushes and the sketches. Some of them tell a story, like the Zendikar one. Some are just cute, and some of them are just something like completely different, like that Grave Titan, right? That looks like something out of like Berserk or something. Devilman, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I had a chance to get a couple, because the way it works with artist proofs is that you can either if you pay the artist and you decide what medium you want, and you can give them direction, and it depends on whether or not the artist is amenable to that or not. But it's basically you get to be the art director for the cards that you're getting. So if there is ever like any sort of like appearances of maybe redundancy or unoriginality, I think it's because most people, when they get it, they want a recreation of whatever piece it is that they're getting the card of. But like, for instance, like I wish I could show it off. I can't do it so quickly, but for what I did for Joe Slusher's Hired Poisoner, I think is the name of the card. I had him, like, it's a shot and she's, against the wall, and she can tell she's about to assassinate a character that's off in the distance. Well, I asked him to do it from the reverse and the actual character be a vampire that was laughing at the fact that this poisoner, and he did this incredible, like, maybe I can find it. Like, I'm not sharing my screen, right, Alison? Am I sharing?
No, you are not. You are
okay,
not.
Good, because last time I tried this, I like exposed my entire innards to the world, and it was terrifying because
all of your proxies were now onto the internet.
All of my proxies were exposed to the world. But I do want to show this just because he did such a cool job with the execution of the way that this worked. And I swear I can find this. And if I don't find it, then I'm just going to cut this part out because no.
What's the point then?
Well, yeah, exactly. Okay,
I do think you were talking about how sometimes it looks like they're being samey. I do think that artists, especially famous ones, kind of have the go-to drawings that they're comfortable with.
Right.
I spent a couple hours chatting with Christopher Rush, and
wow,
I realized, and I was to the side of the line and chatting with him, and he was doing the arts and signatures, and I like, that man loved drawing his Black Lotuses.
Yeah.
Like, if someone would come up to him and say, "Oh, I want you to draw something, but I don't know what to ask," I'm like, you know what? I got you, fam.
Yeah.
Do a quick Lotus, and that's it. And it was clear that he enjoyed it, and he was very used to it. And I think that it just comes naturally. I mean, he's the guy who drew the Black Lotus. I cannot imagine how many people. I'm sorry.
When did you interview him?
2017.
Wow.
I want to say.
I mean, that's one of the, like, it was
either 2017 or 2014.
Yeah, because like that kind of breaks my heart because like he had already passed away before I started the channel, and it's like it sucks because it's like never gonna get a chance to talk to these people. But that's incredible. I mean, he was already a legendary like guy at that point in time. I mean, yeah. I mean, when I was told about like just basically like how much they all made and how much like they became superstars, like it's insane. I mean, like we're talking, again, going from being like college kids undiscovered to billionaires with like a Fortune 500 stock in a company. I mean, it's actually, it's nice because I'm actually going to be talking to Anson Maddox in a little bit. He needs some time to wake. Anson does not wake up until the sun starts to go down in the summer because he does not like the sunlight. He's a little vampire-y, but it's great to talk to the original like magic artist. So, I mean, who else did you interview? Anybody else from like the early game?
Oh yeah, I've spoken to Dan Schuler. I've spoken to. I'm sorry, I always mix the two up. It's Doug Schuler and Dan Fraser. I managed to do this mix up in front of Dan Fraser, as a matter of fact, and I will never live this down.
Oh, that's
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's these things happen. I have like, I mean, I guess I could say it here. I do have Dan Fraser and Douglas lined up for interviews, which I'm excited about. Because thank you to Mark Aronowitz for helping me set that up. Mark is the like guy. Like if you are an artist for Magic the Gathering from the early time of the game, he is your agent. Like he's like, he basically back in the day, I believe it was Dan Fraser was like at stores just signing the artist proofs and giving them away for free. And Mark was sort of like, you could do this. And you might make some money. And like he doesn't like to say that he started it, but I think that he sort of came up with the idea for making artist proofs. Like he'll be mad at me for saying that, but I feel like that was what I got from it. it just,
Wasn't he like, didn't he like collected also like comic books or something? So like he had the insight to like know like, oh, comic books kind of get
yeah,
value when this thing blow up. So like that might be like that was a good insight he had based
he's
on his
got,
experience.
yeah, and he's got so many Magic originals. Like it's his, like
Ooh.
his man cave is just filled to the brim with every famous Magic painting you can think of. I mean, it is just like a sight to behold. He has a Vulcan Baga original that like it didn't sell, and it's I can't believe I'm blanking from the name. It's an Exelon vampire. It's the one when the vampire attacks, it hits you, it takes you one life away, and then gives you one life. Shoot.
I know that's from World Wake, a one-man vampire, kind of green-looking fella.
No, it's a 4-mana vampire from Exelon or Rivals of Exelon.
Oh yes, the one it's a rare one. Yeah, I know that. Whenever a vampire attacks, something conquistador.
What is that called?
Yeah, what is it called?
Something Seeker, I believe.
Yeah, it is something.
Yeah, we need to do this. Magicfanfail.com. But it's is anybody looking that up?
I'm trying. Oh, there we go. Sanctum Seeker.
Sanctum Seeker.
Yeah. We always knew it was Sanctum Seeker. Come on.
I mean, like I'm right. So Sanctum Seeker. So apparently, for whatever reason, that did not sell at a show that Baga was at with Mark, and Mark the Vulcan Baga was like, oh, I'll just give it to you because you've been really great. I'm like, huh. Like I have one Vulcan Baga original, and it's a pride. I have the original vampire token from Alper Markov. Like I have the oil painting. It was, for whatever reason, it was still available on his website. Like nobody had touched it, and I was like, I want a vampire, and that's the I mean, like. It was the best was when I took it to get it framed at like the Hobby Lobby, and the girl, like, who's the framing, she was like, I live in Naples, and she's like, oh, this is cool. This is a cool poster. We don't really see stuff like this, around here. It's usually just old ladies who want to have like flowers framed, like paintings of flowers. And she's looking at it. She's like, wait a minute, this isn't a poster. And I was like, no. She's like, this is a painting. And I was like, yes, it is. She's like, oh my God. You could just tell that she was like blown out by because it is really cool when you look at these things in person, right? You can see the lines and it's unreal. I mean, you see that there's actual like a hand that was doing it, and it's incredible. But I am curious though. Joe liked the Poltergeist, and Alison, what was your favorite artist proof?
I like I'd say I'll pick the Sun Titan one, like the back one. It looks it invokes something within me that I don't know what it is.
You mean the Grave Titan?
Not the Grave Titan, but like the artist proof in the Grave Titan, the alternate art Grave Titan.
The like comic book style, the graphic novel. It's like the Spawn.
It's something like Spawn with it, like Devilman. It's something.
Devilman Crybaby is.
Devilman Crybaby is the anime. That's so good. That's really good, actually.
That is a good show. It's brutal.
It's pretty brutal. Breaks your heart, but it's great.
You don't get attached to that nice girl. No.
For me, the one that really caught my eye was the Clairvoyance of the Ken Meyer Jr. Because really, I was about to say, oh yeah, I really like this era of magic, like early 90s magic art. It's really cool. And when it shown the art, like, holy smack! That just went somewhere I was not expecting. A full color, full painted face, and I was like, shit.
And I mean, and it is unreal how much she looks like my friend Tara, like identical. And Tara wouldn't be mad at me for saying this, but she is what would be considered hot. Like she's just sweet, but bless her heart, she's so hot and she can't help it. And so, but it's crazy how much it looks like her. It's sort of like, it makes you stop and think, or no, it doesn't. But so I guess like, and I'll say
a question for you though.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to use those artist proofs in a cube, right?
Right.
So are you going to use clear sleeves and let them all show their backsides, or are you going to cover them and hide all that awesome art?
We will absolutely not be hiding the awesome art. That is why that's why I did this series on the channel. That's why it's basically like we're in theory we want to play it. I don't know if I would even feel comfortable playing with the cards. The person who's providing these cards is incredibly generous, and they basically are having the artist send them to me first so I can scan them and put them out, and then he is going to come and collect them at a later date. So it's a chance, like, and we've got like a scrubland, in there, like we've got like with a Jesper Muir for his original painting on the back. So there's some stuff in there, and it's an incredibly awesome thing. So, but in reality, I don't know if I could actually like casually hold $1,000,
maybe with a top loader, but it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really hard.
It would have to be like in a top loader, and then like in the plastic baseball, like the really thick ones they put like the rookie cards, like, and then basically you'd be playing like with a brick in your hand. You'd be like, in response, and then you shatter the table. Like, oops.
You're putting like one of those like scramble things that you use to hold the things.
Oh. Really hold the fat stacks there.
Yeah. I mean, but this is how wonderful these artists are. Like, after I interview Anson sends me an original artist proof painting of a vampire token. Chuck Lucas, this no joke, send me a foil Thoughtseize with a Bela Lugosi painting on the back because of the vampires, and then Jake Murray actually paints me as a vampire on the back of one of the cards, and I just got this as a surprise. I wish that there was footage of me getting this because I didn't know it was coming. It was a surprise, and I'm in my kitchen like late at night, and I'm opening up all these artist proofs, and I'm looking at the one, and I'm like, wait a minute, that kind of looks like me. And then I was like,
I know this guy.
And I was like, wait, that really looks like me. And then I look at the card and it says, oh, we hope you enjoy this surprise. And I started crying. Like, I was like, it was just so beautiful. I was like, I can't believe it did it to me. Like, hate me as a vampire. I was like, I got a little.
Since you guys can look at mirrors, right? Since you guys can look at mirrors, like you only have to be paint it. So that's how it works, right? I
mean, but it's so crazy because I don't know how it looks like me, but it looks like me, super villain vampire. It's fantastic. But it's like, there's no picture of me looking that cool. Like, I just, doesn't happen. I mean, maybe in my dreams, but I could never, if I could look that cool, like on command, I'd be a fucking Bond villain from hell. Like it'd be great. But it's wonderful. And it's just like, these artists are just so great. So that's crazy that you got to talk to Christopher Rush. And for 2 hours, was that related to your show? Or were you just
no? I have this. I started the first time I traveled for Magic, international travel for Magic was in 2014. I went to New Jersey to play a GP there, and here's what I figured. Yeah, cards in Brazil are more expensive, but I can get the cards. Packs in Brazil are more expensive. I can get the packs. You know what I can't get? This kind of thing. So I would try and get in line and to talk to the artists and get to know them. My channel was very, very early. I didn't interview them. I didn't record none of this. I bought a blank playmat, and I would ask every artist I met to do a little something.
Oh yeah.
And I go like, you know what, you do you. There's a Jesper Miffers little art, because I had a long chat with Jesper Miffers about art history, and it is, I guess that's the thing, those are the things that it doesn't matter how more. A Black Lotus is expensive, but it's still cheaper than talking to Christopher Rush,
It's that's the thing, is like, if given the chance, obviously, if I could have a Black Lotus or talk to Christopher Rush, I would prefer to talk to Christopher Rush. But I mean, I'd also wouldn't mind a Black Lotus. I
I don't know.
But
I don't own a Black Lotus. It would be absolutely clear.
I own all of them. I mean, everybody thinks Post Malone bought that last one. That was me. Post couldn't get the Black Lotus. I said, mine. I snapped my fingers and everybody came and gave it to me. No, I don't. I think the most expensive card I have is Gaia's Cradle. And I'm ashamed to say this, but it's in a safe because I am too terrified to even I don't play green, but it was such a deal that I was like, I have to do this. Like it was near mint for 700. And I was like, I can't not get a Gaia's Cradle for that price.
I traded a Gaia's Cradle for a blender.
For what?
A blender.
Like a blender for fruits and
the one that makes juice. Because a friend.
Is it a nice blender?
No. I gave the blender.
Wait.
A friend of mine.
Okay.
Wait.
Holy crap! Okay, you got me for a second.
No. A friend of mine was quitting Magic, and you know what I really need? My blender just broke. I really need a blender. Like, well, I hardly ever use my blender. I'll trade you a Gaia's Cradle for it. Like,
oh my!
Shit,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Good trade.
Good trade.
I agree.
Wow. Yeah.
This was a couple of years ago. Let's all be clear. This wasn't something that I did not give a $700 blender to him.
I thought you received the blender in trade.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
I was like,
okay. Jesus,
I was very sad for you for a minute. Like,
No. I'm very happy. That's the best blender I've ever got.
I mean, a couple of years ago, Gaia's Cradle was going for 900. So I'm sure they make a $900 blender, but what can it really do? I mean, there's only so much blending that can be done, right?
Yeah.
much
And Gaia's Cradle. I mean, Jays and Crow, man. Were you trying to hide the just excitement? Were you
No, not at all. Not at all. Because I have three Gaia's Cradles. I paid money cash in hand for one of them.
Damn.
The other one was a blender, and the other one was Canon 1855 kit lens.
So you're
That's
like
$120 lens. Yeah.
you must be
Brand
an
new in box.
excellent salesperson. I mean, the pitch is there. It's just it's great.
Sounds like a good start. It sounds like a really good.
I feel like he's gonna get his fourth Gaia's Cradle from me. He'll just be like, "So, would you like a blender?" And I'd be like, "Yes."
I'm looking at the viewer headset over there.
I'll give you a bowl of strawberries for your Gaia's Cradle.
All right, can I throw in some raspberries, and we'll maybe we'll
raspberries are really hard to come by in Brazil.
Are they? Oh,
I can give you some acai. That you can get in. Ha ha ha.
Can you tell the dumb American what that word is and what it means? Acai?
Acai. It's a little purple. It's a very tiny purple coconut that is becoming more and more famous in the US as a health supplement, but it is very tasty.
It is a little tiny purple coconut.
Yeah.
And this sounds like that one song, with the tiny purple coconut.
If you come to Brazil, you have all the time in the world to test it. Try it.
I think I will. I'm going to come there and I'm going to eat tiny purple coconuts and stand by the large Jesus and then go to the local game stores and ask them when draft happens. And I'll just sit there and I'll be like, which way do I put the card? Do I go left or do I go right? I don't know.
Dude,
just watch
that's no.
And I'd be like, it's not my fault. I'm here. I was here to see the Jesus. So, well, that is basically that is the gist of our what I had for us tonight.
Did you talk about the Jesus enough?
What about Jesus?
Did you talk about the large Jesus enough in this episode?
Did I?
You mentioned in the beginning before we started that all you wanted to talk about was large Jesus.
I mean, do you have a problem with large Jesuses?
I prefer the small large Jesus that's in the little town that Alison.
I
was telling us
prefer.
about.
I love all the Gizai, which I think
He's holding a light. He's holding like a
Jesus.
source of.
Naturally,
holding a
the
source of
plural
light.
form of Jesus
the
is
plural of
Jizai.
Jesus is Gizai. There's
course.
several Gizais.
Just like the pyramids.
I just like that there's a
Hold on.
small, large,
small,
Jesus.
large.
It's a
Like,
small, large
You know,
Jesus.
we can make the Jesus magic relevant because
How?
the large Jesus at Rio is an example of the Art Deco art movement.
That's true.
It is in Art Deco style.
That
which
is true.
The basis for New Capena. So see, completely magic adjacent.
Magic. We need a
Man.
secret lair Jesus now. We need a
That
secret lair
was-
large Jesus. Large Jesus.
Secret layer Jesus.
Secret
Oh,
lair
that'd be
Jesus.
great. Can you imagine like all the world religions? They would just be like, it would be what, and Twitter would literally just dissolve. And
Shut up. Shut up.
Alper, you're gonna have a laugh at this. You know that art of Gideon reuniting with his friends in the afterlife?
Yes, they said it in the Easter.
You know the art I'm talking about?
I do. Howard Lyon, yes.
Yeah. So someone, and I really don't know who, but they took that art and they wrote something to the tune of Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Jesus loves you, and started sending that art to all the Catholic grandmas groups
They give shit.
and very religious old ladies
Oh,
have been because the art is Gideon in a toga, Greek-like clothes,
yeah.
open arms, welcoming his friends. So it's a very Jesus-like pose.
Isn't that funny how because I gotta be honest with you. I read it as like totally, I had the male gaze going on with that one. I was like, I got it. Well, then again, you know, there's sort of overtones of homosexuality all throughout certain world religions and stories. But yeah, I kind of thought that was like a little bit of a like, you know, he's back with his lovers, his friends, his very good friends.
Christian
Very,
grandmas.
very
Christian
good friends.
grandmas.
Isn't that what lovers are? But yeah, I've received that magic art from religious grandmother who doesn't know that's magic art and just got it in a WhatsApp group somewhere as a generic
That's hysterical.
Jesus loves you.
Grandmas use
message.
WhatsApp.
They do.
Yeah, WhatsApp.
I just downloaded WhatsApp today to talk to someone from a dating app. Because
Oh
That's
no,
not
it
true.
is extremely popular in Brazil. It is
I
extremely
swear to God, I've never. I just downloaded WhatsApp today to talk to someone from a dating app because that's what they said they use.
But
My-
you
my-
talked to Allison on WhatsApp before this.
No,
my
Snapchat.
grandmother,
Oh,
my
Snapchat.
grandmother's 95th birthday is this Sunday.
Wow.
And she invited me through WhatsApp to come over. So
Whoa.
That's interesting.
That is.
I'm learning something new. I
That's
didn't know how
impressive.
popular
she
WhatsApp
can
was.
type. She sends audio messages through WhatsApp.
So, do the elderly population like text more in Brazil than or
The elderly, they use the audio messages more.
The audio message.
because my Nana's 91 and like she will not learn any. She's at the point where she's like, I refuse to learn new things. She won't do it.
I think it's a very American thing.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
well,
guess so.
No, but when I let me see. I had already left college, but WhatsApp has been quite popular here for over 10 years now.
WhatsApp
Around
has
that time,
been, yeah. WhatsApp became popular in like America. I mean, it was kind of, you know, basically for naughty talk back when I mean, so I've heard about it. Like, I mean, I don't have any specific, you know, experiences.
I mean, Joe just said he installed it for Tinder purposes.
I mean,
Yeah,
not
maybe.
saying that we,
Yeah, literally from
not,
Tinder. Yeah.
not saying that we
From
share a lot of
Tinder?
like smart things in our WhatsApp in Brazil, but like we used to talk apart from that.
Yeah, it's just like because you don't have to give away your real phone number, but yet you
Oh
can
no,
call
you
them.
use your real
Do
phone
you?
number.
You do
Yeah, I
use
know,
your
I-
phone number.
But
Then what is the point? I guess.
I don't know.
oh, there is a very good point. You have to pay for messages. You don't have to pay extra for WhatsApp.
Okay, that's good. And I'm sure giving out your phone number to a company like that is probably not going to get it put on any lists or anything.
Well, it's just the app is there, and now we can discuss who came first, the chicken or the egg. But as more people start using WhatsApp, then companies started going, oh, you have, let's say, 1 gigabyte of internet per month, but unlimited WhatsApp messages, and then it's just more convenient, and well, it's fast, it's quick, it's I always forget that in the US, you guys don't use.
It's a habit in Brazil.
Also,
It
I
turns to a
hate to
habit.
break it to you, but what came first was Adam and Eve, not chicken or the egg. So that's that.
It's funny because the chicken and the egg is actually a evolution versus it turns into like it's evolution versus creationism because the chicken in creationism the chicken comes first and in evolution the egg comes first.
So which one of those two do we put in the Jesus secret layer? I'm confused. Like we did
If
put
it's
like
the Jesus
Adam and
secret
Eve as
layer, then
partners.
the
Needs to
chicken comes
be
first.
a magic
the chicken.
like they,
Adam and Eve as partners.
well, they do skins of a different card and they could call it chicken or the egg, and we could figure out what magic cards would be it. And it has to be some sort of opposing like things, right? That's it. You know what? I think
Is Noah's Ark a vehicle?
I think it's
Is
a
Noah's Ark a
split
vehicle?
card.
what's that?
Is Noah's Ark a vehicle or something? Do
Of
you crew
course.
with like animals or?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
ships are vehicles.
Yeah, it could be an enchantment vehicle.
This
You
is
know?
getting really. This is getting like a little bit too real. to
I
be
know, right?
Cosima, the god of voyage, is Noah's in Secret Lair Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You know, I feel like right now we're at a Hasbro like meeting. It's like we're in the boardroom and we're like, here's what we're gonna do, people. This is it. Secret Layer Jesus. Like Mike
And
drop.
send it only to the South America. Send it only to send it only to South America.
Then that would be so bad and be like
And start quoting the Bible in the
and
the
be
thing
like,
and then block it
sorry,
after all the-
Latin America is not a big fan of Jesus. Our research has shown we can't release it. Only in America. Only in America. It's you know, it's no, there's no popular. I mean, Jesus is as popular in Brazil as cocks are in Portugal. And I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were you thinking of, Alison? Jeez.
The
Mayo
only
chicken,
way
of
that
course.
normal people use the
Yep.
word cock.
No, nothing up. No, what? No.
I mean,
Nothing.
I will, Joe. Are you claiming that I'm abnormal because I was
When-
talking about cocks in Portugal? I mean,
When somebody cock is not a term for chicken anymore. Let's just be clear.
that's right, because it's a rooster. It is a rooster. That's what it is.
Thank you. I had forgotten what the male chicken was called.
Yeah, male chicken. Okay,
Made a chicken.
male chicken. You can't eat the male chicken. Those things will gut you though. But I'm afraid I did we tangent maybe a little bit, but it was entertaining.
Definitely, you were about
We
to
made a-
end the episode, and I started talking about Big Jesus.
We made a pretty good secret layer in the tangent, so I'm proud
Well,
of it.
apparently I was the one. Joe's like, you did this. You started the big Jesus. I like a big Jesus. Okay, like, and I'm allowed to. It's my right. Joe's got Jesus envy.
An American.
I like supersized
right?
Jesus, like extra big gulp Jesus.
Like big Jesus. So like take the big Jesus and make a bigger Jesus.
Yeah,
No,
Jesus.
that's blasphemous. You can make a bigger Jesus.
No, Jesus, take the wheel because I've been drinking all night and I can't drive. That's a country song. Okay.
Jesus, but she's not drunk in Jesus Take the Wheel. She
Um,
just spins out. She spins out on an icy road with a baby in the back seat.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
does
because
the dumbest thing
Jesus
you could
doesn't have a
possibly-
valid driver's license. He
Does
never
he-
went to driving school. There were no driving schools back in the
It is
30 AC.
That song is real stupid. One of the
Well,
dumbest
yeah.
things I could ever think that you could do when you're spinning on the road is just let go of the wheel and scream for an entity to take it.
well,
I just had like the first test for my driver's
Hon-
license,
hon-
like right before we had
Honestly,
it.
you gotta
You
say
did?
that-
Did
that-
you-
that-
I just did.
you gotta say that would not break the top 10 stupidest things ever done in the name of faith.
no.
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 Which one of the three crusades we put in? Like do we put it like in the single phase? We put it in the order?
I would say we put them in alphabetical order, starting with the one that I don't know.
Starting with crusade and then
Starting with the Crusades
Crusade,
ones.
and
I
then
didn't know
Crusade
there were
and then-
3 Crusades. I just thought there was like one giant.
I actually don't know if there are 3 actually. I think there are 3, right? I'm
Oh no, you're talking about the Crusades, the
holy, the Avenge the Holy Land. The Holy
There were
Land.
9. There were 9 Crusades.
Oh, you
9.
see, so wow.
Do you know off the top of your head, or did you Google it?
No,
No.
I did know that at the top from
No,
I mean,
when
I'm-
each one of them were. I would have to Google them.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm impressed that you even knew there was 9 Crusades. I knew there was Crusades. and
I
that
knew
it
there
had-
was like
that-
a, yeah.
I knew it was plural.
I
didn't
mean,
know how many
yeah,
there were.
some people's like there's only like a crusade. No, there's no such thing as one crusade. You need to
It's
arrange the
the
whole campaign.
Crusades. Like when we talk about
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of weird if you just were like, we're gonna have one crusade and that's it. And if we don't get done what we need to get done, it didn't work.
We give up. God hates us. That's it.
God hates us.
Oh, that secret layer is so gonna happen. I'm making it tonight.
Secret layer, God hates us. That's the name. Secret
That's
layer,
well,
we did it.
yes, of course. I mean, I wonder how much of this I'm gonna have to cut out.
This is the Patreon segment. Never mind.
This is probably going to the patrons because I've blasphemed about 18 times in the past like 5 minutes. And then Joe made me feel bad about it. Just like, you blasphemed. Shame. Oh, wait, I can do this.
You have
I don't have it prepped. Wait, Joe, yell at me about something that I've done wrong.
how about big Jesus? Even bigger, a third bigger Jesus.
You're right.
That's bigger than the bigger Jesus. Is that good?
Okay. That's it.
I love
For
this
me.
app. Is that it? Is that it?
That is it. That is it. That's the end.
Bye bye.